What's going on, guys? It's Coach Noob back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels, and your time is always appreciated because you could be doing anything, but you're here with me checking out these reviews. And it's another crazy one. You guys already know mental, physical, and spiritual health, man. It's the most important thing, along with peace of mind. If so, you can make the most logical and rational decisions possible, man. To be the leader, the head of the household, man, the man, and every decision you make affects you anyway and the people around you. So why not just make the best decisions at all times, man? So this one, it's a murder suicide, man, and the kids ultimately end up being left outside, man, because both parents were gone. So let's check it out.
We begin right away with breaking news. Two people are dead in an apparent murder-suicide in northeast Columbus. Good evening. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Andrew Kinsey.
And I'm Yolanda Harris. Now, this happened around 5:30 this evening on Lawford Ravines Drive. That's near Cleveland Avenue and Schrock Road. 10 TV's Carly Dion spoke with police and the neighbor who called 911. Columbus Police Sergeant Joe Albert tells me officers were called to the scene here on Lawford Ravines Drive around 5:30 this evening for a report of a well-being check after several children under the age of 10 were seen standing outside an apartment for several hours.
So off top, man, that's crazy because you making the type of decision that you're not thinking about the kids or yourself or that woman or like really yourself mostly, man. Because if you're thinking about yourself, you're not worrying about, unaliving a woman, let alone yourself. You're really thinking about, your future and the future of the people who depend on you. And like she said, those kids got left outside, and somebody had to do a welfare check to find out that the parents were in there unalive, man, which is, a really sad thing, man. And nobody wants to have to go through stuff like that. Nobody wants to have to be traumatized and left to figure it out and fend for themselves. And all of them was under 10 years old, man. So, that's it's really selfish when you do something like that, man. When take your own life, or take somebody else's life, it's disrespectful too, because you're not showing any, like compassion or respect. You don't really care. So, and that's, it's messed up, man, that something like this would even happen, bro.
It's definitely a shock.
Aaron Parker says he just got home this evening when a neighbor told him several children had been waiting outside an apartment for a while.
And we went upstairs and banged pretty loudly, trying to get somebody's attention, but no luck.
Parker says he then called 911. When officers got to the scene, a maintenance worker helped them to get inside, where they found a man and woman dead in an apparent murder-suicide. Sergeant Albert says it appears the man shot the woman and then shot himself, and confirmed the man and woman are the parents of the children who had been waiting outside.
So ultimately, man, those kids are the ones that end up hurt, man, and all of them under 10 years old, bro. All off of the decision that one person made. You see how many people it affected? I didn't say how many children it was, but they just said it was several. We know two is a couple, a few is three is a few, four is some. So it had to be at least like, I want to say about five or more kids, So I guess that's several, seven or something like that. But anyway, it's crazy that a female can make you do something like that to her and to yourself, man. Like, especially when there's kids involved, man, that should be the last thing you're thinking about, man, is unaliving yourself, unaliving the female. And, when there's these type of situations, man, there had to be like some type of dialogue that happened, man. Like, and to it just is just my opinion though. Like, I don't care what kind of dialogue it is, man. I'm not doing that to myself or to anyone else, man, because it's not worth it. Like, I got better stuff to do. No matter how hard life gets, it's not that hard to do that. And then, everybody thinks different. Everybody's mentality is different. And that's why I always talk about mental health and spiritual health and physical health, because they all go together. When you have that type of balance mentally, physically, and spiritually, you tend to make more positive decisions. Like, you don't think about negative things like that. And when you do, and if you do, you really change that thought. Like, you don't want to think about negative things, and you don't see like the negativity and everything, even though we know like everybody's not bad, everybody's not good, but there are some good people and some bad people in the world. And, it's just ultimately how you think about stuff that becomes your reality. So when you think negative things all the time, then that's what you manifest. When you think positive things all the time, then that's what you manifest. Manifestation is a part of spirituality and a part of mental health, even a part of physical health, man. Just seeing the best in the situation, or, always seeing some type of outcome where it doesn't involve you or another party ended up hurt, and that way you don't hurt, more than just one or two people, like a whole family, something like that, man.
And his son Mason say this comes as a shock.
I mean, it's super quiet, and the fact that something like this has happened here is just unbelievable.
They kind of seem like the perfect family, really.
Parker says he always saw the couple walking their kids to the bus stop in the mornings and picking them up in the afternoons.
Yeah, everybody seems like a perfect family from the outside looking in. And, I say this sometimes on my channel too, like, you never know who you're living next to. You never know who they are or what they got going on inside their home. So it's not like back in the day, man, when everybody was basically the same as far as like religion or something like that goes in a neighborhood, or like a gated community, or stuff like that. It's pretty much spread out. Like, a Muslim might live next to a Baptist or something like that, or somebody might not even believe in God. So again, it just goes back to, you never know who you're living next to, because the world it's just not like that anymore, where a community, well, some communities still are like that, but, they're kind of, it tends not to be like that in most areas.
I've conversated with him several times, and he always seemed to be a very nice man, and always doting on his children.
He adds, because the complex is located on a dead end, it's a quiet, tight-knit community.
I can probably count on one hand the number of times Columbus officers have ever even come down this road.
Sergeant Albert says officers had only been called to this residence once before, back in March, for a report of an argument. As for the kids, he says family is believed to live out of state.
So, I mean, that's cool only one time for an argument, and then, I'm guessing since the police don't show up there like that, or they're not called out there like that, that the argument wasn't like physical. It might have just been kind of too loud, because people don't get that loud around there. So, it was that kind of neighborhood. And the kids were outside and somebody called on because they were out there too long. Like that doesn't happen in all neighborhoods like that. Uh, you know, it goes back to like you don't know who you're living next to and their mental situation, man. Everything seemed good, and then one day it wasn't. So is it cool to check up on your people and stuff, man, and see, how they're doing mentally and all of that? Yeah, it is. And hopefully they're honest with you and they tell you that, yeah, everything's good, mentally and all of that. Because a lot of times we don't check up on our people and stuff, man. And, situations like that happen. We're supposed to, be there for one another. And like as men, like I say, man, the women, they look to us for guidance and, for protection and provision. And that's why it's so important to be mentally stable, man. You know what I'm saying? Just at least making logical decisions and really just being calm, cool, and collective all the time, man. And, somebody they can trust. And no, it's not all on the man, but, we take the bulk of, the responsibility, man, because that's just how it is. It's been like that. And, anybody who just like is thinking like that, it really doesn't matter because it's not that difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's, it might be challenging at times, but it's never, that hard to the point where this type of thing should happen, man. And again, like the kids, they're the ones that ended up hurt, in the long run, because now both parents are gone, man. And you know what I'm saying? And they can go with any kind of family, and you don't know what kind of family, even like in this day and age, you don't let your kids stay with your family sometimes because they're weirdos. You're like, nah, you're not going over that uncle's house or that aunt's house, or nah, not that cousin's house. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important to think, you know what I'm saying, like mentally, bro, and be aware of what's going on, man. And if it's really that much of a problem, just move around from her, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't argue with her. Go back and forth with her like that, man. Just do what you gotta do so you don't even have to think like that and be in that type of situation, man. Get out of there and work on yourself. Build yourself up, man, because I always say this too. Nobody's going to love you like you love yourself.
Right now are going to Children's Services, and then Children's Services will work with the emergency contacts and try to find the best place for the kids to go.
Sergeant Albert says the man and woman are believed to be in their 30s, but it may be a while before their identities are released until they can get in touch with next of kin.
And that's messed up that they even got to try to find some next of kin, man. Like, them kids might get split up. Anything could happen now. You know what I'm saying? And that's a messed up thing, man, that you weren't thinking like that.